What is going on, everybody? Reverend Saint here with some more opinionated douchery and most likely unfactual facts. But today, we are talking about MLG Anaheim and my predictions. But first, obviously, we got to talk about the gameplay. I decided that since we're talking about MLG today, I would play some League play in Black Ops 2. Not Clan Clan Ghost because that's poo-poo, but, you know, League play with actual, you know, rankings and skill-based matchmaking and all this stuff. So I got in the game with these guys. We have a rough start, but we actually come back. We win it. I drop a 40 bomb. It was awesome. So I hope you guys really enjoy this gameplay. Moving on, let's get into a topic right now. All right. So obviously, Anaheim is this weekend. Like I said, who's gonna be winning? This is actually a really tough question. All right, so obviously OpTic Gaming, I'm a fan of OpTic Gaming. Everyone on my channel knows that. If you're new here, now you do know I'm a big fan of OpTic Gaming, and they just won MLG X Games, which was just absolutely amazing. Some of the best Call of Duty I've ever seen played, period, by those guys, by anyone, was played by those guys at that event, and it was nuts. But the problem is, they actually kind of struggled a little bit in the domination game. They didn't win. I think they won most of their doms, but against the big teams that they would normally win doms against, sometimes, like they won against TK all the time. They didn't win. They actually didn't play very good when it came to dom, and I was actually very surprised, but they brought it in S&D, which was the difference maker there. And then they obviously won in Blitz as well, which is probably their second worst. Yeah, or second best. So it's usually Dom is their best, Blitz is their second best, and well, it kind of swaps back and forth between Blitz and S&D. Normally, S&D is actually a little bit higher than Blitz for the most part, I guess. But they actually were able to win it without taking Doms in those big two games against EG, and then they didn't take the first Dom against TK, I don't think either, or the second Dom. It was the second Dom, I think, and it was just crazy. So they're obviously very big contender. If they bring it and they bring that missing piece that they forgot to bring to MLG X Games for Dom, I can almost I can see them taking it for sure again, and that's a big deal. Even though EG is probably going to be a little bit better practiced, they've only had 10 days, and they said they're only really going to use the league games that they had, the rest of the league games that they had as their practice. And actually, one of those games was against OpTic, and that game, they 3-0'd OpTic, but the reason why that was is because literally everyone on OpTic was lagging, and they were lagging so bad you could see it on their streams. You could see them stuttering and rubber banding all the freaking time, and the games were still freaking close. It was ridiculous. So I can see OpTic winning it, but obviously EG's gonna have to bring some steam. You know they're gonna be bringing some steam because they did not lose. OpTic's been the rival of Aches and Complexity / EG for the longest time, guys, like a very long time, and you know he's not happy with it. I watched a video today from TP right after MLG X Games talking about bringing home bronze, and he was not happy. I mean, they didn't make excuses, and I respect them for that. They just said, you know, we did not play the way we normally play, and we should have played. He did not make excuses, and I respect that. But like they gotta bring it, and like I don't know, man. I think they're gonna go. They might win another one in the future, but I'm not sure if they're gonna take this one, judging by how they've been playing. So it's definitely gonna be close, and they're obviously always a factor, so you gotta keep them in mind. But you know. Yeah, but let's talk about someone else here. TK they were in the finals at MLG X Games, took it to Game 5 against OpTic Gaming, ended up losing 6-4, I think it was 6-4 in the final game, and it was really close. They played phenomenally, and the crazy thing is they've been pretty much screwed over repeatedly by all the team changes and all this stuff, and they finally come together. They get into the finals. They beat EG at the very first day in their group play. They beat Evil Geniuses to go 2-0 in their group play, while OpTic was in a different group going 2-0 in theirs. I think they were up against Envy and Faze and Envy. I think it was Faze and Envy. Was that Faze and Envy? I'm pretty sure it was Faze and Envy, and they ended up going 2-0 as well. But nonetheless, TK showed up. It was absolutely crazy how well they played, and it was really good to see them finally make it to the finals. And if they bring the same steam that they did this tournament, and OpTic brings theirs, we could possibly see a return of OpTic versus TK in the finals again. And who knows? Maybe they'll win it this time. It's just absolutely going to be nuts. guys. I cannot wait for this tournament. And not to mention, it's a huge prize pool. It's normally not as high as this. Normally it's like 25,000, I think, is the prize pool, total prize pool for the Call of Duty tournament. But this time it's 80,000. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking money. I think first place. I'm not sure what first place gets. I'd imagine it's around the 40,000 range, which would be like, what was that, like 12? It's a decent amount of money for each player. So it's actually a pretty big deal, and it's the second season finale, or the championship for the second season of the COD League, which seems to be going somewhat successful. The problem is it's online, and obviously you're going to have some teams that aren't as good on land win online because they got better internet, or they're just across the country, or they get more hosts and stuff like that. So you're going to see some teams like that, but the top 8 teams are going to be competing there for this. Obviously Faze Red is one of them. Faze Black, who was not at MLG X Games because basically they didn't exist back in the U.S. champion, or in COD Champs, because that's who got invited. It was COD Champs, and then I think top 4 from COD Champs, and then top 4 pro points holders, which is why OpTic Nation was invited, because they have like the second most pro points. They got a lot of pro points, man, with Killa and Miracles and all them in there, being, you know, winning so many tournaments back in the day and whatnot. So it's definitely going to be interesting having Faze Black there, because they're essentially a God Squad. They're a very good freaking team. I think they got fourth place in the COD League. Envy got 3rd place, so it's going to be pretty interesting. And obviously Envy's coming back, coming back swinging once again. They made it to the semifinals, lost to TK to go into the finals. While Envy and TK were playing, OpTic and EG were playing, and they ended up facing off against EG for the 3rd place medal, and they got 3-0'd once again. They cannot stack up against EG. Honestly, my personal belief, I like Envy. I like the guys on that team. I like Hastro, but I feel like they're luck. I think really what runs that game is brains. And there's a point when brains isn't going to be enough, and you got to get, you know, higher on the slaying factor than you do on the brains factor. And I think that's one reason why OpTic's so good, and they're finally starting to get those kinks out, is because they got Proofy in there, and Proofy's a good all-around player plus Slayer. He's a great Slayer. You got Scumpy, who's just the crazy good Slayer. You got Nadeshot, who's a really good shot caller when it comes to S&D and stuff like that, and he's sneaky. And then you got Clay, who's also a good Slayer and very, very, very smart player. So nonetheless, sometimes they butt heads a bit, but they clear it up pretty quickly soon after. So they do a good job at that, and that just makes them. That's what's making them so good right now. They're getting a lot better, and a lot of people are starting to realize that, I hope. And so it's pretty crazy. And that's another reason why EG is so crazy, because Aches is a crazy good Slayer, and he's actually a really smart player as well. It's the same with Crimsix. That's why they call him Crimbot, man. He just shuts everything off, and he just makes the smartest, best play. And he's a great Slayer. Same with TP. I said that weird. TP's a brilliant player. He's always super calm, keeps his team calm, and he can slay. And Karma's just Karma. I mean, so it's pretty crazy. But here's another team I got to bring to the table. Faze Red. They were actually at MLG X Games, and they got demolished, which is not normal. They were one of the few teams, or at least one of the first teams, to really start giving Complexity, back when EG was Complexity, a run for their money. Almost at every tournament that they met up with, it went to Game 5. It was close games against those two teams, but they were never able to just push take that last step and win that last game. So they're definitely mad at how they performed at MLG X Games, and I really think that JCap and the squad on that in Faze Red are really going to be bringing it for this one, because they are also a very, 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 very good team. But as far as winners goes, I can't really see too many other teams taking it. It's going to be either EG, Faze Red, Faze Black, OpTic Gaming, or TK. Now, OpTic Nation, I forgot to mention them. They have been practicing a lot as well. And they actually just beat OpTic Gaming in a 2K tournament. Now, it is online, yet again, so that's always there, and Miracles has a really terrible host, so that just kind of happens. But nonetheless, I think it's good. They could give them a run as well. They did really good their first tournament out. They actually outplaced OpTic Gaming in their first tournament, so it's going to be interesting to see them give it a shot. I don't think they're going to be able to take a win just because of how they've been playing, but that's just me. That's just my opinion right there. So let me switch this page over and make sure I've made all my points clear. I'm pretty sure I have. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to be watching? I'd love to know your guys' opinion. Who do you think is going to win? And I'll see you guys later. Peace.